I'm back. And so I've done a couple things, and I've been wanting to make a noodle soup using zucchini noodles instead of rice noodles, and I don't think I ever have. Who's joined us? Hey, Cindy. Well, you're right on it. I am trying to do a quick soup using zucchini noodles. Oh, I forgot my noodleizer thing. And I'm going to add a few carrot. I'm also going to add, this is literally what I had in my fridge, some green peas. These are freezer. And I'm going to use some tofu that I had in the fridge that I had to use. I've already fried it up. You don't have to fry it, you can add it the way it is, but I like it like this. And I'm also going to add some seaweed, some wakame seaweed that I love. And seaweed's really good for thyroid function because it contains iodine. It also is extremely high in minerals and trace minerals. This is the kind I buy. Now I get it here. I don't know. It might be backwards for you guys. It's going to read backwards probably, but it's chopped and dried wakame. And this is what it looks like dried. It's really little pieces, little tiny pieces dried. I'm going to put some in my soup when it's boiling, which is not like come to boil. But when it's soaked, I'll show you what it looks like. So I have some made up because I love it in salads. So it's kind of hard to see. That's what it's like when it's soaked. It's kind of slimy a bit. So after I soak it and rinse it, I squeeze a lot of the moisture out, and then I actually pack it with a little bit of paper towel or something because it can get slimier. When you rinse it, it doesn't have a strong seaweed taste or a lot of salt. I'm going to add it right into the broth though, so it might have a little bit of a stronger flavor, but that's okay for soup, right? So I just sauteed some garlic and onions and ginger in my pot here right there, soup pan. We're just making a little batch. And then I've added water, and I'm just waiting for that water to boil. And since this is just going to be a quick soup for dinner, I'm going to add, so it's not going to be cooking long, I'm going to add a bouillon cube, a organic veggie bouillon cube. And I've got my tofu. Here's some of my tofu pieces right here. And then I'm going to, I'll show you what you can do for carrots. Because it's thin, I don't want to use my zucchini noodle thing. But to make like noodles for carrots, you can just use your peeler. And then you're just going to make like these types of noodles, like fettuccine more type ones. And then that's just going to go into the soup base. And they'll take no time at all to cook. That's what's so great about doing something like this. So we're going to have like carrot noodles and zucchini noodles, green peas, some seaweed, and it's got onions and some green onions I've chopped up. It's going to be very simple, and tofu. It's going to be very simple. And we're going to flavor it with a bit of Bragg's instead of tamari. I like Bragg's. That's just my choice. It's gluten-free, but it is a soy. You can use coconut aminos if you like that better, and a bit of seaweed. So here we go. So I just wanted to talk. Let me get this thing. Now I wanted to talk to you about the habits that it takes. Because I know it's not necessarily, it's hard. It's not hard to continue eating healthy all the time. The food is actually, you can eat really simple, right? And like have salads and just stir fries every single day using healthy ingredients, and that would be it. But it's more about developing habits. I'm going to see which one works better. Developing habits. Here's the zucchini answer. And the habits that you have to have. So if there's something you do all the time in your life, right? So you're pretty consistent with it. You do it all the time. You have no problems doing it. Then know that you have habits that you automatically do this. You're used to it. It's a habit. It's something you do all the time. It's just there. You put it as a top priority. Now, the problem what a lot of people do with healthy eating and stuff is it hasn't been a habit or something that they've done consistently, obviously, right? So they haven't said, okay, I'm going to get in the kitchen, make sure every night or maybe every second night or whatever, I'm going to prep on the weekends. You haven't had that as a habit. So when you try to go do it, you're thinking, oh my God, how am I going to fit this in? How am I going to get it all done? How am I going to do it? I don't even know where to start. Just know that it's because you just haven't developed those habits yet. So what it takes is you thinking, what do I need to do each day then? So if I want to, so that means you make your green smoothie in the morning, whether you make a double batch, whatever, right? Every morning, putting in my green onion. Yeah, so you get your lemon water and lemon water done in the morning. whether you have your little chia and fruit and thing or whatever little breakfast thing first, then your smoothie, or your smoothie first, which is better, and then your little breakfast thing later. That part, done. Pretty easy, right? So get that in as a habit. That is something you must do every single day, because that is something that's going to make a huge difference in your life, right? Here's my zucchini noodles. Look at those. So cool. I'm going to do more carrot. I made these. Anybody who just tuned in, I'm making like wide carrot noodles to go in my quick soup here. That's going to have seaweed in it too. So I'm just making these strips with a carrot slicer. So you just got to develop the habits. And so what you got to decide every day, you got to sit down and write this out then, is what do I need to do every day? If I want to live this healthy lifestyle, if I want to eat healthy consistently, and that also, healthy lifestyle also means, of course, finding ways to decrease stress, waking up in the morning and having a little ritual. I mean, Anthony Robbins has always talked about this. Any successful person in life has some sort of a morning ritual that they do. Often it's working out. I'm not a fan of working out in the morning, not at all. But I always get up and make sure that I start my day more of a calm way and relaxing way than getting up and being frantic, right? Even if you have to wake up 10 to 15 minutes earlier, whatever you got to do. So just start thinking, what healthy habits, what habits can I start right now? Like, what can I truly do? Write it down and then go, okay, realistically, what can I start with? So for maybe the first 2 weeks, you think about, okay, these are a few things I'm going to do every day, consistently, all the time. So you want to develop those healthy habits, right? And then once you have those as part of your life, they become quite easy. You go, oh, this is easy, and I love doing these things. I'm feeling so much better. I'm noticing such a big difference in my life. Then maybe it's time that you start some other big habits, some other habits, right? Because pretty soon those are easy. You have no problem doing them. And then you can include other things. And also it's about going, what do I do that takes up time that doesn't really have any benefit to my life, right? And everybody's got those, right? It's funny because sometimes people say, oh, I just don't have time in the morning for this or that. And I get on Facebook. I see you guys sharing posts on Facebook, trolling around on Facebook. It's exactly. That is time that is wasted in some aspects of it, unless you're watching my videos, of course. Unless, really? And I mean, some people do look at the quotes, and which is really good. But I want you to develop your morning, little things that you're going to do every single day consistently. Now, if you're somebody who's like, oh, you know, I never have time to do this craft, or I never have time to read books anymore. I never have time. Maybe you want to write a book. You never have time to write a book. Then it's time to make time. No matter what. That means letting go of something in your life and letting in what you really want to be part of your life. So it's also like looking at what are your values. So my values are health and freedom, of course. Well, health, freedom, and joy. So every day I do something that helps me to stay healthier. Even though I may have a bag of chips or something else throughout the day, I know that for the whole day I've eaten really healthy food. Today I had a really good seaweed kale salad with sauerkraut, and now I'm making this. But, you know, it's about choices, and it's about making those things that are going to contribute to your health and wellness as your habits, as your like center. This is what I'm going to focus on every single day, and I'm going to do it. And then making the decision that you're going to do it. Like truly, truly committing, and stop getting in your own way and stop saying, oh, it's just too hard. It's just too hard. It's just too hard. And stop using those words, right? Another thing I want to touch on. So here I got a whole bunch of my carrot noodles. Also thing is, so then when people go, so what you also got to see is that this life that you're trying to develop, right? The healthy habits, the healthy lifestyle is going to be your normal. It needs to be seen as normal. And when you go off the healthy lifestyle, that needs to be seen as abnormal, or I've got off track, right? Because you're always going to pull yourself towards normal. So if you see healthy eating and developing healthy habits as hard or not normal or out of the ordinary, or that's not what I usually do, then you're not going to stick with it. So it needs to become your normal. So you need to start developing the habits and patterns and writing things out. Each day I will commit to these, right? Even if it's 2 things in one day, and just build on that until it's all there. and let go of things that don't serve you anymore. That's a big part of it too, and that you're wasting time with. I forgot what else I was going to say. I guess that's it. Does anybody have any questions? Oh my God, I don't know. What I'm going to do, I'll show you my seaweed for those who just dropped on the thing. I'm having tofu. I have some tofu here cut up. I always buy organic, non-GMO, always, 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 if you're buying any type of soy products at all. Tempeh is another thing I love. This is some plain tempeh I got from Superstore. I love it. And I'm just going to have this later, but this is fermented, so it's actually healthier than the regular tofu. And of course, it's organic and non-GMO, always. And I don't have it huge amounts of time. And then my seaweed I'm using is dulse. It's wakame. This is how it comes, for those who haven't seen it. And it's just dry little pieces, and it swells up a lot when you cook it. So in this soup, I'd probably use maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons. That's about it, right? So the bag lasts. Get it at an Asian store. All right, so I'm just going to throw in some of my carrot noodles. And I have some green peas. I know it's what was in my fridge and freezer. Green peas, the carrot noodles. I'm making some zucchini noodles too with my little spaghetti or whatever it's called. Here's some of them right now. Those are going to go in after. But I guess that's really what I wanted to talk about is stop saying things are hard. Stop staying in your story. Notice that it's just all about developing habits and behaviors, right? And just doing something consistently. Really, that's what it is. Sit down and make a plan. If that's, you know what, I am not a planner. I hate writing all that type of thing. But when you get clear, when you write, okay, for sure, each day I picked 4 things. For sure, each day I'm going to do these 4 things. And then I do them every single day. That's what it takes. That's all it takes. We overcomplicate things way too much. All right, so I will take a picture of this soup once it's done and let you know what it's like. Okay, you guys, so go write out your 4 habits or whatever you choose to start with. Maybe it might even be 2 things, right, for 1 or 2 weeks. And make sure you're part of my Facebook community, Women Creating Healthy Lives. And you can check out more videos from me on YouTube at Diana Marchand. All right, bye-bye.